It's the 800-pound gorilla. There's no doubt about it. And if you really listen to the candidates, and I'm talking about all the candidates, you will clearly hear me say that all alternatives are on the table going forward. And there's no doubt we have to meet an obligation, of which, incidentally, the Commonwealth has not met in the past. And that obligation has to be met for present employees and past employees. But we have to figure out how we move forward so we're not in this position forever. And that's going to require some changes. In addition, as I inferred earlier, the local pension plans are in worse shape than the state pension plan. So it's vitally important that state government, either through legislation or simply through leadership, set an example as to how pension plans can be better structured, better managed from a certain point going forward. Or else this problem is there forever. I mean, the City of Pittsburgh pension plan is 29% funded. The Allegheny County pension plan is far less than was stated a couple of weeks ago in terms of its funding. So there are problems everywhere. And again, it is the most difficult fiscal issue facing us going forward. Your vesting period has to change. The fact that the state hasn't met its contribution level. You know, Albert Einstein once said that the most amazing thing he's ever looked at and can never figure out is the power of compound interest. And the statewide plans actually, during the good years, were performing very well in terms of return on investment, 16%, compared to local plans at 8%. So it makes sense if you get steady contributions going into the plan. Generally speaking, the plans will perform well. But that obviously hasn't happened in the past.
But those steady contributions are tax dollars, and where do those tax dollars come from in this economic climate?
Where do they come from? Well, obviously, there has to be a commitment from the employee, there has to be a commitment from the employer. And the interesting part of the defined contribution mandates that commitment from both entities. Mm-hmm. And that's been the problem in the past. Even in good years, governors have taken away and have not contributed the employer's component and has consequently been part of the problem that we see today.
But their argument would be they don't have that money. So where does that money come from?
Well, it has to come from state taxpayer resources. Now, there's some fancy ways of funding and borrowing going forward. I don't think we should be doing that.
So you're saying pension obligation bonds, you would be opposed to that?
Well, pardon me,
pension obligation bonds, is that what you're referring to?
They should be on the table as part of the discussion,
mm-hmm.
but I don't think we should be fiscally irresponsible by making the obligation be future generations' obligations rather than us being part of the solution because we caused the problem.